The 13th moto of this 14 moto event on the line as Budweiser Racing presents professional motocross here at Hammond River Raceway. Riders are pumped, looking at the 30-second card on the line, wicking the throttles to keep the engines clean. 5-second card is up. Slingshot's gone, and we have a start. And again, a clean start. 3 deep into turn number 1, and it is David Arsenault on the number 17. Out in front as they come down the short chute. David Arsenault, one of St. John's up-and-coming stars of motocross, out in front. Dale Pike on the number 14 in second spot. Arsenault, Pike. Then your veteran class leader, Scott Lockhart, on the 182 machine. Veterans class for riders over 30 years of age, and you wouldn't know it the way Scott Lockhart shows the young guys the way around the track. The number 182 rider riding today with a severely damaged foot. He came off a jump here yesterday and slipped off the pegs and ran over his own foot. That was an extremely swollen foot this morning, and in fact it required some assistance to buckle up his motocross boot. He's also racing with tensor bandages on both legs and orthopedic knee braces, and sits in third right now on the course, and we'll be looking to move out to the front. 2 different classes, remember. The number 17 rider, Dave Arsenault of St. John, leads the novice class. That's the red number plate class on his Suzuki. Behind him, the number 14 is the second place novice, Dale Pike of Riverview, New Brunswick. And then the veteran class leader, the 182 of the Counselor, Scott Lockhart, the Atlantic Yamaha Action Accessories YZ250 out of Spring Hill, Nova Scotia. And Lockhart, the father of the little guy you just saw win the 60cc class. Arsenault, Pike, then Lockhart, who leads the vets. Then the number 88 back in third place right now in the novice class, Peter Murphy of Dartmouth, and Jeff Griffith on the 98 machine right behind him, and looking to pick up a podium position here. The rider at the back of the field, the number 97, is your second veteran in a very small veterans class today, Tim McVicker from Perth Andover, New Brunswick. Well, this very sandy Hammond River Raceway course here becomes a new track every lap as lines change and the dirt shifts. David Arsenault makes the most of it on the number 17 Suzuki. The battle rages behind him, not a battle in class, but a battle on the track nonetheless. Scott Lockhart and Dale Pike go at it, and while they do, they give Arsenault the opportunity to sprint away just a bit. Once again, a novice class race up front, the number 17 of Dave Arsenault leading. Novice riders have not yet accumulated enough CMA points to be moved up to the next level of competition, which is intermediate, and finally to the ultimate level of competition, which is pro. Jeff Griffin on the 98 continues to reel in the number 88 of Peter Murphy of Dartmouth. David Arsenault on the number 17 at this point in time, out for a Sunday stroll as Scott Lockhart continues to bug Dale Pike. Pike, the second place competitor right now in the open novice class. Lockhart leads the veterans class and sits third physically on the track. At the step jump, your leader, number 17, Dave Arsenault, and coming out of the right-hander around the berm. That war for second place physically on the track. Dale Pike, number 14, took a good hard splash down here off the tabletop earlier and was assisted off the track, and he has come back to put in a couple of very good motos for us. minefield, your leader, Dave Arsenault. Then Dale Pike on the number 14 and Scott Lockhart on the number 182 with all that orthopedic hardware on his legs, maneuvering his way through that extremely rough section. It had to be the ugliest straightaway in all of motocross here this morning. A resculptured washboard section known as the minefield. It is carved down now due to the sandy soil here at Hammond River Raceway. And as we saw Glenn Horde do earlier, you can blister through there if you know what you're doing. And then again, for a lot of these riders, you're better off not trying it because you could end up saying hello to your favorite patch of ground. Scott Lockhart just about nips past Dale Pike, your leader, Dave Arsenault, once again up into the spectator set here in the infield. Good battle for second place on the track. It's not a battle within class. As novice rider Dale Pike on the number 14 continues to lead. The veteran class rider number 182, Scott Lockhart. Continuing to run third in the novice class, the number 88, Peter Murphy of Dartmouth on a Kawasaki, and right behind him, another green machine, the number 98 of Jeff Griffith of Riverview, New Brunswick. And Griffith may be riding injured, I'm not too sure here. He is holding on to the bike in a curious fashion, and certainly not as fast as he was earlier in the day. Your leader down through the back straight, coming up through the right-hander and into the infield set once again, the 17 machine, the Suzuki RM250 of St. John's own David Arsenault. Continuing to send rooster tails skyward behind him, the number 14 novice bike of Dale Pike, who leads the veteran class rider number 182, Scott Lockhart. Remember, this is a young man's sport. You have to be in impeccable physical condition. And therefore, you would think youth would be a major advantage. So far this year, the veteran riders, Scott Lockhart in particular, have proven to these young guys that race intelligence can sometimes get you to the front when sheer brute muscle power won't. Through the right-hander and into the spectator set once again, number 17, David Arsenault, out for a Sunday stroll here at the front of the class as the machines behind him continue to wail away at each other. The 14 novice bike of Dale Pike, the Honda out of Riverview, New Brunswick, and the Spring Hill, Nova Scotia Yamaha of Scott Lockhart, the veteran class leader right now, sitting behind him. And Lockhart's having a rough time getting around the kid on the number 14 machine. Lockhart, who has recently returned from California, where he raced one of North America's most incredible motocross courses, Mammoth Mountain, and Lockhart managed to put his borrowed machine into the top 10, an absolutely phenomenal result considering Mammoth Mountain can draw as many as 300 to 350 entrants for a weekend's race. Scott Lockhart nips down the inside of Dale Pike, and he is not going to let go. He still wants that position. Bogs it down a little, and Pike gets away again. Pike rails around the berm. Lockhart heads outside and does the same. They come over the step jump. Last lap card is out for David Arsenault. Continuing to run third in the novice class, number 88 is Peter Murphy from Dartmouth. 98 of Jeff Griffith. Just can't seem to get the magic here. I would almost be willing to say that Griffith is riding injured here, the way he's holding back and just basically going for the points. In the veterans class, it is obviously Scott Lockhart with the lead. The second place rider, the only other rider in the class, the number 97 of Tim McVicker of Perth Andover. At this late stage in the race, the Open, Intermediates, and Pros getting ready on the line. David Arsenault into the spectator set here in the infield for the final time in this moto, for the final time at Hammond River Raceway for 1992. And we'll be seeing more of him. Number 17, St. John's, David Arsenault with the win. I don't know where Scott Lockhart got by Dale Pike, but he did to finish second on the course and take the win in the vets class. Dale Pike obviously had some troubles on the backside of the course here. Goggles draped over the handlebars. The number 14 Riverview, New Brunswick rider on his Honda powers home to a second place result. And the third place ride is going to go to a rider who's probably surprised to be there as we are to see him there, the number 88 of Peter Murphy from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia.
And coming up next, it's the 125 in the novice class.
Valley View Cycle Suzuki. The 727 dragster Doug McDonald from Amherst, Nova Scotia. The 20 is Daniel Jacquard from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. 171 Mike Banks from Centerville, also a schoolboy making the move up. And the 21 Israel Savoie from Dundee, New Brunswick. Oh, rider goes down. I believe that was Vince McClellan that took the step off, the number 22 rider, and everybody is pinned in behind him. Israel Savoie tied up with one of the fallen Honda riders. This is the second time this year now that we have seen the front wheel of one motorcycle go up into the rear wheel of another. Your leader, Frederick Peltier from Dundee, New Brunswick. Right behind him, the dragster, the WFO Suzuki of Doug McDonald of Amherst, Nova Scotia. Followed by the number 20 at this point in time, Daniel Jacquard from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. Over the tabletop for the first time this moto. Doug McDonald had a lousy afternoon yesterday. The first moto, he just could not get up to the front. Second moto, he pulled off a top three finish. And today, so far, he has won one. Oh, gets the front wheel washed in the minefield and drops to third just like that. We're going to see some hot lap times out of Doug McDonald as he tries to get back towards the front. The 171 back and forth is Michael Banks. Behind him, Israel Savoie from Dundee, New Brunswick on the Yamaha. And well back there, a rider who should certainly be in the hunt, the number 22, Vince McClellan. And unfortunately, McClellan had gotten tangled with Matt Stever, the number 23 rider. Stever up from the schoolboy ranks to prepare himself for a full season of competition next year on the 125s. He has actually outgrown his schoolboy bike. He'll finish out the year because he is in the hunt for a championship. Into the infield once again, the number 12, Frederick Peltier, setting the pace on the Honda. Another Honda in second spot, the number 20 of Daniel Jacquard from Yarmouth. And Doug McDonald on the 727 machine finds this track extremely hard to pass on, frustratingly so. With all its wide, flat turns, there are not a whole lot of line choices. Through the hairpin that takes them into the minefield. This incredible whoop-de-doo section along the front straight of the stock car oval here at Hammond River Raceway. This is the fourth and final event of the Budweiser Racing Series here at Hammond River Raceway. The fifth race of the fall championship round with 4 race weekends or 4 races left to come in the series. 19th of September, the 20th of September, a doubleheader in Shubenacadie, Nova Scotia. The 3rd and 4th of August, a doubleheader in Riverglade, New Brunswick to wind up the season. Your leader, Frederick Peltier from Dundee, New Brunswick, the number 12 Honda, as he comes down the back straight now and into the infield once again, heading for the step jump. Right behind him, up to second spot, the dragster, Doug McDonald out of Amherst, Nova Scotia. And Mike Banks now on the 171 machine has pulled up to third, relegating the number 20 of Daniel Jacquard of Yarmouth back to fourth spot on the track. Expect to see some more changes happening near the rear of the field here as they duke it out. And let's put the stopwatch on the leader. Frederick Peltier, he leads them around. The Suzuki in behind him is Doug McDonald, followed by the Honda of Mike Banks, the Honda of Daniel Jacquard. Back in fifth, the 21 of Israel Savoie. And moving through traffic, the 22 of Vince McClellan, who got tangled with some traffic here between turn 2 and turn 3 on the first lap of this second moto for the 125 novices. Down the back straight once again. That was a chicane yesterday. They pulled the kink out of it today, and it is a straightaway. And it has sharpened the lap times quite a bit. Frederick Peltier, the number 12 machine out of Dundee, New Brunswick. Doug McDonald, the number 727, trying to figure out what it's going to take to get up on the rear wheel of Peltier and play a little worry and watch with him. Cause him to worry and then watch for him to make a mistake and pull through for the lead. A 1:16.91 lap for Frederick Peltier. Doug McDonald still having a rough time negotiating that minefield section. Here's a battle in the minefield, the number 171 of Mike Banks and the number 20 of Daniel Jacquard. Jacquard has all of a sudden found some speed here as he hunts his way around in the top four. Vince McClellan on the number 22 doing an excellent job moving back through the field, and soon he will be up on that battle for third spot. Frederick Peltier, the number 12. Doug McDonald, the 727. They have broken away from the field now. The two leaders still close enough that it's anybody's race up front. Over the step jump once again, Peltier keeps the wheels close to the ground. The entire backside of that jump has been carved away from the aggressive knobby pattern tires as these riders coast down the backside. Interval between first and second, 1.16 seconds now. Peltier in the lead. McDonald wants the lead. Peltier has had so far a better line through the minefield, but look at McDonald. Down he goes as he tries a move, tries to double the last of those whoop-de-doos in the minefield, and has lost everything that he had gained on Frederick Peltier, and he's sending him toward the podium unless he gets up and gets rolling real quick. Mike Banks, the number 171, has his rear view mirrors full of the number 20 of Daniel Jacquard, and I say that tongue-in-cheek. Of course, they have no rear view mirrors, and if they did, they wouldn't have time to look at them. Vince McClellan, a spectacular job on the number 22 Suzuki as he reels in the back of that third and fourth place battle, and Jacquard tries Banks around the outside and overshoots the berm way up at the end of the pit straight. Matt Stieber on the number 23 has moved around the 21 Yamaha of Israel Savoie from Dundee, New Brunswick, and your leader is back into the infield now, the number 12, Frederick Peltier. Saw him on the Atlantic Region Circuit just 7 short races ago, and already he is a threat in the class and will probably be wearing a black number on a yellow plate next year. The gap between Peltier and the second place rider, Doug McDonald, on the 727 machine, a major gap. 10.66 seconds between those two riders. McDonald has the throttle pinned as he tries to find a way to catch up to the lead. And look at number 22, Vince McClellan. He's gone through everyone to move up to third on the track. Suzuki's running second and third. McDonald and McClellan. Mike Banks probably doesn't know what hit him. Last time he saw Vince McClellan, he was in the back of the field, and now he is up to third place. Banks back to fourth, and he dukes it out with the number 20 of Daniel Jacquard. Back marker rider now is the 21 of Israel Savoie from Dundee, New Brunswick. One position in front of him, the 23 of Schoolboy Come 125 racer Matt Stever of Bathurst. Our leader over the step jump once again. Over the double jump, into the hairpin, heading for the tabletop. Number 12, Frederick Pelche. These are 125cc machines, novice class riders. The first moto of the second set of the afternoon. And your leader into the minefield. Doug McDonald is reeling them in here. From a little over 10 seconds back now to 6.54 seconds back. Dougie McDonald continues to work on the leader. And a brilliant ride by Vince McClellan of Truro, Nova Scotia. The Valley View Cycle Action Accessories Suzuki up to third. Mike Banks obviously had major problems now. Back in fourth spot, the number 20 all alone is Daniel Jacquard from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. And Mike Banks back in fifth. A lot of air over the tabletop. Your leader into the infield once again, the number 12 of Frederick Pelche, takes on the step jump, takes on the doubles, and looks left through that hairpin once again. Last lap card on the line right now. Pelche's seen it, McDonald has seen it. McDonald hoping that Pelche makes a goof. McDonald a little wary of the minefield, 6.82 seconds back, and that looks like as close as he's going to get. But continuing to reel him in, 22, Vince McClellan, he's moving up on McDonald. McDonald takes a step off here in the real deep stuff in the right-left combination. Vince McClellan's going for second. Second place now, Vince McClellan of Truro, the number 22 rider. Doug McDonald back to third. He's got to be a real frustrated young man now as he tears down the pit straight. The number 12 of Frederick Pelche from Dundee, New Brunswick. Checkered flag on the line, 15 points and a big wave to the crowd from Frederick Pelche, the number 12 Honda. Somewhere along the line, obviously Vince McClellan got in trouble because Dougie McDonald on the 727 is back to second, takes the checkered flag for the next best thing to a win.
And as we wind down that moto, the final moto of the year here in St. John for the 125 novices, let's check in and see what happened in the 125 with the intermediates and the pro riders.
Right now, the revs come up, the clutches come out to the friction point, the slingshot pulls out of the way, and we have a start. And a fair start as the red flag stays planted. Brian Dwaron has the lead right off the top. The number 111 rider squashes a whole bunch of intermediate riders. Had a real rough outing the first moto, and now he's out to redeem himself by showing the less experienced riders the lines around the track. Down the back straight, through the right-hander, around the berm, and into the infield. Over the step jump, number 111, Brian Dwaron, the only pro. He's got no one to race with, but behind him, there's lots of racing going on. Tim Branscombe, the number 76 machine over the doubles, followed by the number 87 of Barrington Passage, Nova Scotia's Arthur Smith, looking for an inside line. Then Amherst, Nova Scotia's Mike McDonald on the number 10. And Adam Robarts, the number 21 machine. He's got a lot of work to do to get up where he was the first time around. And once again, Brian Dwaron finds his way off the track and gets up not dead last, but might as well be. Dave Gorman, the only rider behind him, the number 5. Dwaron now back into a situation where he's got to play catch-up. He gets off into the deep stuff, trying to find a way around the number 10 of Amherst's Mike McDonald. Again, these are 125cc machines, but they are piloted by the more experienced intermediate and pro class riders. And as it was in the first moto, it is intermediates out in front as Brian Dwaron continues to have a hard time keeping the rubber between the lines. A couple of off-track excursions in the first moto relegated him to mid-pack. Tim Branscombe, the number 76 out of Petticodiac, New Brunswick, continues to lead here with Barrington Passage, Nova Scotia's Arthur Smith, the number 87, now moving up on the outside of him. Into this left-hand hairpin. Smith does not use the berm through that one, and it may have been the advantage he needed. Looks like counting sheep as they go over the tabletop. Front of the field packing up now. Dwaron moves through the intermediate riders. Up to third physically on the track, racing all by himself. Adam Robart and the number 10 of Mike McDonald get together momentarily. Robart looking for a first place finish to make it a perfect afternoon. He's got some work in front of him with both Branscombe and Smith. Dwaron picks up another position on the number 111 St. John Suzuki RM125 as he moves up to second physically on the track. Through turn 1, down the short chute, over the jump and into the left-hander, that is turn number 2. Dwaron moves to the inside. Adam Robart's beginning to pour on the coals here now. He can see the lines around. Whoa, just about gets off the bike. The number 21 rider gets both feet off the pegs and just about gets swallowed by Mike McDonald. Around the berm, into the infield. The leader in the field, the leader in the pro class, the only pro rider in the field. How's that? The number 111, Brian Dwaron from St. John, followed by the number 87, Barrington Passage, Nova Scotia's Arthur Smith. Then the 76 of Tim Branscombe, who is due to fall very soon at the hands of the 21 of Adam Robarts from Newport, Nova Scotia. Dwaron goes through. Smith, Branscombe, Robarts. Mike McDonald just about takes a step off as the front wheel of his Suzuki finds a different line from what McDonald was looking for. Squirts across the minefield, manages to keep it rubber side down and stay up and running. Brian Dwaron, the number 111 machine, all alone down the short chute, heading for turn number 2. Arthur Smith of Barrington Passage, Nova Scotia, the number 87 Honda, chasing the leader. He is an intermediate class rider and leading that class. Over the step jump now. Dwaron, then the first intermediate of 87 Arthur Smith, then the number 21 of Adam Robarts from Newport, Nova Scotia. The Shore Cycle Action Accessories
I hope you enjoyed today's motocross action. We'll be back in the near future with more motocross action. Next week, stay tuned for the all-truck weekend. A lot of different things happening down there. Till then, keep motoring.
McDonald looking at the rear wheel of Branscombe.